So you're thinking of moving to Oklahoma City, but overwhelmed on where to live? Edmond, Norman, Deer Creek, Arcadia, Nichols Hills, there's just so many options. The truth is, the best place to live in OKC depends entirely on your lifestyle. So today I'm breaking down where you should live based on what actually matters to you. Because if you choose the wrong area, you'll feel it every single day. Hey guys, I'm Katie Kuriakos, your local realtor here in the Oklahoma City area, and I help clients relocate from across the country and across the world to Oklahoma City every single week. If you're thinking about making the move to OKC, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I post 2 to 3 videos every single week breaking down neighborhoods, suburbs, and what it's really like to live here. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about lifestyle and how that interprets into what part of Oklahoma City that you would be best living in. So let's start a little bit on if you are wanting space and land. And yes, you can get that in Oklahoma City. If you're really wanting, say, a larger lot, maybe like 1 to 2 to 3, maybe even up to 5 acres, there are really some good options. You could think of North or East Edmond. You could think of Arcadia in that sense. You could even go south and go more Norman and go like near Lake Thunderbird. There's a lot of options there as well. A lot of options on the east side of the city too. Think Jones, Arcadia. Now, even if you wanted to go a little bit farther out, there are some very good options there. We have on the east side, we have Shawnee and McLeod. Yes, they're a little bit farther out of Oklahoma City, but they're still within driving distance. From say Shawnee, you could probably get downtown Oklahoma City within 30 to 40 minutes. You could also, if you're wanting to go on the north side of the city, think about areas like Piedmont, Crescent, Cashin. Crescent and Cashin have all of a sudden drawn some interest for people that are wanting to be relatively close to the city, but farther out with some peace and quiet. Now, when we're talking about living on a property that has just a little bit of land, maybe 1 to 5 acres, we do have the option to maybe find some properties that have a shop or a pool. There are new builds being put on quite a bit of land. And we also have to think about the possibility that maybe that home would be on well and septic. There's a lot of options here and a lot of draw for these types of properties. People that are wanting maybe a work from home environment or just a lot more privacy and quiet. We're also seeing a lot of clients come from out of state that are desiring this because finding this amount of land, even though it maybe only might be an acre or 2, has been next to impossible from the city they're coming from. So having that option here in Oklahoma City is a huge draw for those. Okay, let's move on and talk a little bit about schools too. If top-rated schools are your #1 priority, we have to think about some good areas for that. Now, I'm gonna tag in the description below a link that you can go to that is going to break down all of the school districts here in the Oklahoma area, especially here in the Oklahoma City metro. What they do is they kind of give it a letter grade. They may say this is a A- school, a B+ school, a C school, that type of thing. We are finding that a lot of families who want top-rated schools are moving to areas like Deer Creek, Edmond, Norman, Yukon, you name it. Some of those suburbs have really great top-rated schools. Now, keep in mind when we are searching for homes, we have to think of district boundaries and the confusion that surrounds that. There are many pockets in Oklahoma City where the school district does not match the address, also may not match the city utilities that the home sits under. For instance, a home may sit in Oklahoma City but have Deer Creek schools. A home may have an Edmond address but have Deer Creek schools. A home may have a Yukon address but feed into Piedmont schools. We need to be very clear on, are we wanting a certain city or are we wanting a specific school district? Because that is going to change how we shop. We also need to think of some of the resale power of strong districts. Moving into a strong school district is going to ensure that over time we're going to see a lot of appreciation and good resale of that home. That really shows how the school district may matter even if you don't have children. Okay, moving on. If you are someone who wants, say, walkability and being close to everything, we need to think about some really good areas for that. As we know, Oklahoma City is not a truly walkable city. I always tell people that if you're moving here from somewhere like New York City, Chicago, maybe another large metro where there's rail systems and things like that, a lot of people that don't even have cars, Oklahoma City is going to be an eye-opener. We are a very car-dependent city, and living in an area that is truly walkable, where you may not need a car, is rather difficult to find. Now, there are pockets here in the city where you can still find some very good walkability. Many of those sit near downtown Oklahoma City, Midtown, and some areas of Nichols Hills as well. In those pockets, you may find older homes with character, although there are some new builds as well. There might be smaller lots and there might be a higher price per square footage. However, you're getting proximity to restaurants and shopping and kind of a more luxury vibe, I guess you could say. But overall, if you are making that move to Oklahoma City, just know that most of the time a car is going to be a must, and it would be really hard to get around that. Okay, and if you're wanting, say, a luxury and estate style living, let's talk about some areas that would be very good for that. Of course, we have our historic and prestigious Nichols Hills. That's kind of the bread and butter of luxury in Oklahoma City. There's also a lot of new neighborhoods being built in Arcadia and Jones that provide nice luxury style homes. But that's not the only place you can find them. There's also gated communities in Edmond. There's also a small pocket in southwest Oklahoma City where there's gated communities like Rivendell and Gray Wing. Those types of communities can also be found in Norman as well. You just have to be looking for the right types of pockets, and I definitely know of all of those. Now, luxury means something a little bit different depending on what city you're in. In Oklahoma City, I would say luxury is probably anywhere maybe $750K plus, and a lot of our homes in that luxury would go up to like 2 or 3, maybe 4 million, but that's kind of where we sort of top out here in the city. You won't find much over that. And a lot of these homes, this is where you're gonna find custom builds, lots of luxury finishes, outdoor living, just all of the bells and whistles. Now, pools are also another thing to point out. I wouldn't say there's a huge percentage of homes in Oklahoma City that have pools. They definitely exist, and if you're like a pool is a must, trust me, I can find it. But depending on where you're coming from, there are some other cities where pools are much more widely seen, whereas not so much in Oklahoma City. However, when we get up to that luxury market, that's where we're seeing more and more pools happen. Now, if you are wanting more new construction, community amenities, maybe a more family-friendly vibe, we could think of some of the suburbs around Oklahoma City, including Yukon, Mustang, Deer Creek, Edmond. These are kind of your quintessential suburbs with strong family communities. There may be HOA amenities like playgrounds, pools, walking trails, ponds, that sort of thing. If it's a brand new construction neighborhood, we've also been seeing a ton of builder amenities, incentives where maybe they're paying for some of your closing costs or putting in a fence for you or that sort of thing. Those are all negotiable items that we could work out in those communities. But a lot of these suburbs that I've mentioned are really focused on the younger families and school districts and kind of that family-friendly vibe of a quintessential suburban life. Now, maybe you're one that you commute to downtown or commute to the airport. Let's talk about some realistic commute times. Now, if you're living in Edmond, probably gonna take you around 20 to 30 minutes. Deer Creek, maybe 25 to 30 minutes. Now, if we're looking at Mustang or Yukon, it might take 20, 25 minutes to get downtown. Now, the airport is gonna be even much closer to Yukon and Mustang since it sits on the southwest side of the city. If we're wanting to go out farther, like say maybe Arcadia, that could be maybe a 25 to 35 minute, just depending on traffic. That one sits out a little bit farther. And if we're even going out, let's say we're going as far as Cashin or Crescent, that's where we're pushing that 30 to 40 minute drive to get into the city. But a lot of people are okay with that if they're not having to commute every single day. Now, coming from say Moore or Norman, Moore is a very easy commute to both the airport and to Oklahoma City. If you're trying to get downtown, it may only take you 15 minutes and then maybe add another 10 to 15 minutes if coming from Norman. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful to give you kind of the vibes of different areas of the cities. When buyers call me, I don't always start with the home. I actually oftentimes start with lifestyle, because if you love your neighborhood, the home can maybe even become secondary. I ask questions like, do you want land or do you want easy convenience to the city center? Is school district a long-term investment for you? And what's your realistic commute tolerance? Among many other questions. If you're moving to Oklahoma City and trying to narrow this down, the best thing you can do is schedule a call with me. I'll help eliminate the wrong areas before you ever even fly in to make a visit. I get calls and texts and emails every single day from families just like you wanting to make their move to Oklahoma City. So if that sounds like you, drop down to the description where I'll have all of my contact information there. Whether it's tomorrow or months from now, maybe across the country, even across the world, I'm here to make your move to Oklahoma City as seamless as possible.